Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Get all your latest professional wrestling news and updates. AEW, Impact Wrestling, WWE, NXT, live viewing parties with eWrestling News fans. Don't miss out. Go to eWrestlingNews.com today. The best damn wrestling site on the planet. I've been watching wrestling for over 30 years. Professional wrestling is in my blood. Inside this box, there are thousands of professional wrestling cards. So many legends and superstars have come and passed, while some still have a long ways to go. These cards are a true testament of time for every bit of blood, sweat, and tears. Today we're taking a look back at the World Wrestling Federation 1985 Topps card set. On this exciting episode of Superstars with Cards. The Classics. The Rookies. The Legends. Wrestling cards are back. Bigger than ever. Gaming News Empire presents Superstars on Cards. Yeah. So here we are playing the Sega Master System Steel Case Challenge. And we're about to head over to a special segment here before we show off our special set of cards on today's episode of Superstars on Cards. Now let's head over to the Wrestle Vessel for the top cards of the week. It's time for another Wrestle Vessel report. Top wrestling cards of the week.
Good evening, everyone. This is Wrestle Vessel. As you know me, I teamed up with Aftershock here on Palooza Empire for many years. We've done video game reviews. We've done some entertainment videos. And we talked wrestling. We used to have the Monday Night Wrestle Vessel thing we used to do. That was pretty cool, too. So we used to do that. Today, now, we're going over this new segment we want to do called Wrestling Cards. As you know, since the pandemic started, a lot of people are starting to collect things like autographs and cards, and a lot of people are starting to get these like old hobbies because, you know, a lot of other things were shut down, so people started doing a lot of collections and stuff like that. All right, so today, first of all, I want to go over just a couple cards. So recently, the WWF, they used to have cards in the magazines back in the day, like around, I guess it was like 95, 96, 97, 98. Would come with it, and I noticed this card. It was a Hunter Hearst Helmsley card. And recently somebody bought this on eBay, I believe, for like $400. I don't understand why these things are so valuable now, but I just want to show you I have it. It's in pretty good condition. You see nothing is really bent on the back or anything like that, so no creases or anything like that. And I thought that'd be an interesting card here to share with you folks today. I guess this is so valuable because this might be considered his rookie card. As I said, this card came out in '96, and you know, he debuted in the WWF in '95, and maybe even... It says copyright. I want to make sure it's copyright 96 though, just to make sure that it's copyright 96 though. But this card apparently has got some good value though. The other thing I want to go over today, you know, we're going to do probably a bunch of these over the period of time, between both Aftershock and myself. Is this game is going for an insane amount of prices. It's called the WWF card trivia game. It's like made in like '97. Okay, so they come out. That's the whole box, and they actually have like the trivia questions in one of these things. So like, these are all the cards with the trivia questions in it. Let's pull a few out. Okay, so this has got some questions and it has the answers on the back. So like, apparently he says he has the second version, the one that came out in 1998. And I got the one that was released in '97. And you get these like title belts when you answer questions correctly, so that's pretty cool. And it comes like a sand timer when you answer questions. You have to go through that. And I might have lost the one that says match 1. I still have the directions too. This is match 3. There's also should be a match 1 and 2 somewhere in here. Unless it's, I could have put it in this box too. I don't know for sure. I have to look through it, you know. But if I'm missing anything, that would be just that. Anyway, the real valuable. Let me show you the directions quickly. These are the directions to the game, so I still have that. What's so valuable though about this this game though are some of these cards. I guess they considered this like the Rock's rookie card or Austin's rookie cards. They have different cards. You get a point system. Like this is worth 1, and this one's worth like 6. So I kind of have them in order. So we'll just go through these quickly, and then I'll let you guys go. Okay. So these are the ones that are worth 1 point. So you have Bob Holly. You have, I believe that's the fake Diesel, which was Isaac Yankem, and also Kane later. Jerry Lawler. This guy barely made the TV, Brockus, and like he didn't really wrestle on TV until like '98, but they started cutting promos for him like in '96. Remember that guy, Brockus? He's pretty rare. The Goon. And those are the guys worth 1 point, okay? Now I'm going to go through the guys worth 2 points. Papa Shango. It makes no sense he's in the game because all these guys are like on the roster and he wasn't. You know, he was gone like 92, 93 he wrestled. I'm guessing they might have had a rumor he was going to come back, so they just got it planned in advance, and he never did. He just came back as regular Kama. All right, we got Justin Hawk Bradshaw. Crush as the Jailbird. The Sultan. And the Portuguese Man of War, Aldo Montoya, who was later just incredible, okay? And we're going to go through the ones where we're worth 3 points, okay? So we got Doug Furness and his partner Phil LaFon. And I guess here's a card why it's worth so much. This is like, I guess, the rookie card considered of the or first card ever made of The Rock, Rocky Maivia. Henry Godwin and Phineas Godwin. Okay, so we're about halfway through. Let me just get through the rest. Remember, the cards were worth 4 points. So you got Flash Funk, who was Too Cold Scorpio. Owen Hart. The British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith. Mankind. And Stone Cold Steve Austin. So I guess the reason this game is worth so much is because it has Austin and The Rock. And it's like some of their first early cards made, okay? We'll go through the guys that were worth 5 and 6 points, and then, you know, we'll stop for today. You got Farouk from Nation of Domination. Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Vader. Goldust. And the Wild Man Mark Marrow, okay? And now we're going to go for, like, the guys worth 6 points. These are your main eventers, I guess, at the time. Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid. Bret the Hitman Hart. Psycho Sid, The Undertaker, and Ahmed Johnson. So our question for today is, like, what are some of your favorite wrestling cards? Do you have like those rare sets? Do you have like those ones that came from Germany? Do you have some other exclusive things from another international country? Do you have the 85 like WWF cards that came out, or the 91 set? Or any WCW cards? There's tons out there, and just me and the X-Shock are going to gradually bring this to you. So have a good night, everybody, and hope you enjoyed seeing some of these cards here today. All right? Have a good one.
Alright, folks, here we are playing WrestleMania on the NES. Not exactly the greatest game in the world. Oh my god, Hulk Hogan just beat me. What the hell? Oh my god. Alright, for some inside information and some great facts on these upcoming wrestling cards that we're about to show off, let's head over to Zan Morning from Wrestling with Cards, and let's hear from him directly. Let's check this out. Live from the Wrestling Card Control Center. Wrestling with Cards' very own Zan Morning.
What's up, wrestling fans? I'm Zan from Wrestling with Cards on YouTube. Today we're taking a look back a very important wrestling card set in the hobby. It was considered junk and worthless, and in some cases thrown away into the dumpster. And I'm talking about the 1985 Topps WWF wrestling cards. This set has now become very iconic, as it's the very first wrestling cards ever produced by the WWF, and also Topps is a well-known name in the trading card space, so they had some legitimacy to add to that. This set features some iconic and first appearance and rookie cards of some of the biggest names in pro wrestling history. Hulk Hogan, Roddy Piper, Andre the Giant, just a few of the household Hall of Fame wrestling legend names that you will know in this set. This set also features stickers, and they have a really cool design with just wrestler images on them. And Topps kind of became known in the 80s for their sticker designs that they put out in a lot of different products. You can also find some interesting variations of these cards. In 1985, OPG put out this exact same set as Topps. It just has some variations of the language on the back. I believe it's French. Also, in 1986, a company called Scanlons actually produced these exact same cards. To my knowledge, they're also the same images, same number, but these were produced for the New Zealand and Australian markets. And again, with the OPG and the Scanlons, you can tell the differences on the back of the card. It actually says them OPG or Scanlons, and then you can see the sometimes language variations. So sit back and relax, enjoy the first ever WWF wrestling card set. And after you've watched this video, make sure to head over to my channel, Wrestling with Cards on YouTube, for more great wrestling card content. Enjoy!
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Get all your latest professional wrestling news and updates. AEW, Impact Wrestling, WWE, NXT, live viewing parties with eWrestling News fans. Don't miss out. Go to eWrestlingNews.com today. The best damn wrestling site on the planet. Alright, so today we're going to be taking a look at the 1985 Topps World Wrestling Federation card set. Now, the 1985 card set in particular is really interesting. Definitely has some WWF Hulk Hogan rookie cards that are quite valuable. 1985 was pretty much the mark of the beginning of the golden era, in my opinion, for professional wrestling. You had the very first WrestleMania, and this is around the time when 80s wrestling really took off. And here's a custom checklist. There's 66 cards in this deck, as you can see there. Alright, let's turn the page. And right away, we are greeted with tons of superstars right here. The first one being Hulk Hogan. We got the Iron Sheik, Captain Lou Albano, Junkyard Dog, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, Jimmy Superfight Snuka, Roddy Piper, probably back when he was a heel, Wendy Richter, Greg the Hammer Valentine. And one thing you'll notice right away is the belts are definitely not the World Championship belt that you'd be used to seeing in the 80s. It's definitely one of the older 85 world titles, for the one that Hulk Hogan is holding. And the Intercontinental title right here is pretty old. I believe that's the Intercontinental title right there. That could be a tag title. Let me see here. We'll look on the back here for a second. That is the Intercontinental title. So that's an old Intercontinental title right there. The green straps and the plates are completely different from back then. And that Hogan title, that title right there did not last too long at all. That lasted maybe a year or so. And I think in '86 they had a mysterious Hulk Hogan world title that lasted a week. They had Hogan's picture on it, as you can see right here. And then eventually they moved on to the WrestleMania 3 world title, which is probably one of the best looking titles of all time. So that is really nice. And on the back of these cards you can see all the descriptions of what exactly you're looking at. And one thing I find to be really interesting about this card set is that two Hulk Hogan cards are identical but this different color background. One of them is like yellow, And the other one's like bluish green in the background. And I believe that this one's the one that goes for more money for some reason. I'm not exactly sure why, but they're both literally identical. And you have Brutus the Barber Beefcake right there on top. Jesse the Body Ventura. John Studd. Now back then, John Studd was known to be a pretty big guy. You know, he not to be reckoned with at all. He was known to be one of the top big guys back then. And we got a Fabulous Moolah card right there. Tito Santana with the Intercontinental title. We got Hillbilly Jim and Hulk Hogan hanging out right there. And once again, we have the Hogan card down here. And we have Mr. Fuji. And we have Rotunda and Wyndham right there. Now those are around that. I guess these two guys right here are likely. You're probably more likely to see them in NWA or WCW, but they happen to pop up in this set, which is pretty cool. We got Moondogs, a Moondog spot right there. Chief J Strongbow, George the Animal Steel, a classic back then in the 80s. And then of course they have these little descriptions of what they're describing here. We have Let Go of My Toes, and I believe that's Greg the Hammer Valentine. And then we have Big John Studd trying to break someone's arm off. Oh my god, look at that. And we have Junkyard Dog trying to scalp someone's head. It looks like Mr. Fuji. And we have Fabulous Moolah is going for the midsection. Look at that. Oh my god. Brutus the Barber Beefcake lifting someone up. He's about ready to slam him down. He's up in the air. Look at that. And then we have a classic battle right there. We have Big John Studd and Andre the Giant battling each other, all tied up. And I'm surprised the ropes actually hold up. Those are some strong ropes. Just look at that. That's incredible. And then we have it looks like, I think that might be Tito Santana. I can't quite make that out. But it says, Here She Comes. I guess they're referencing the fist. Alright, then we have Hulk Hogan. And this is a really cool card. This card right here. I would consider this card to be quite valuable right there. That's Hulk Hogan and Antonio Inoki. And that's a New Japan Pro Wrestling match. And that's Hulk Hogan doing a submission hold on him. That is really cool. That's a cool card. I'm not sure how they got away with putting that inside the WWF 85 card set, but that is awesome. Over here, over he goes. That's what that says. That looks like Hogan because he's bald. Unfortunately, that definitely looks like Hogan. And who is that? I can't quite make out who's doing that. It looks like Mr. Wonderful. Is that Mr. Wonderful? It is Mr. Wonderful. And an appetite for mayhem. We got George the Animal Steel eating the turnbuckles. We have the Iron Sheik. And it looks like Ivan Putski. He's beaten up. Smashed on the knee. Greg the Hammer Valentine. And that looks like, judging by the trunks, it looks like Jimmy Snuka. Jimmy Snuka is the only one that wears those trunks, I believe. This is A Fist Comes Fine. I believe that might be Tito Santana. And then we have Let Me Out of This. It's another head hold, and that's, I believe that's Moondog. What's his name? Moondog? Let me see here. Moondog Rex. It says No Fair Choking. And there's another Ivan Putski being choked out by somebody. Twice. And this one, it looks like he's missing a tooth. This Big John Studd. And what else do we have here? We have, up there on top, George the Animal Steel beating the crap out of, looks like Greg the Hammer Valentine. Then we have Jesse Ventura right there. We actually have two Jesse Ventura cards. These are both Jesse Ventura, and this is around the time that a lot of wrestlers left the AWA. and they decided to go over to the WWF at that time. Let me just make sure that camera's focused. Alright, we got Roddy Piper strangling Junkyard Dog to death. I mean, look at that. Oh my god, that's horrible. And we got Brutus the Barber Beefcake bending an arm. And then we have a pile driver happening right here. I can't quite make out who's who in that one. Probably on the back of the card it says. Let's find out. That might be Paul Orndorff. That is Paul Orndorff. That is definitely him. And that's Mr. Fuji right there doing something. I don't know exactly what he's doing. And there's Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff doing a heel pose right there. And Andre the Giant kicking someone straight in the face. And Ivan Putski. He's doing his strongman pose right there. One of the strongest men in the business. Back then, that's for sure. And we have a women's match happening right here. Who is this? This is Wendy Richter and Moolah. And we got Andre the Giant and Andre the Giant. And let's see here, Big John Studd. Right there on the top right hand side. And we have the camel clutch being applied by the legendary Iron Sheik, making somebody humble right there. Oh my god, he's breaking his back. And we have Andre the Giant. I'm not sure if this is WWF or not, because that doesn't look like, that looks like Japan. Andre the Giant's beating the crap out of multiple people. And they're calling that a pile-up. And we have the Iron Sheik right here, and that's Rocky Johnson. I'm pretty sure that's Rocky Johnson right there. There's a chokehold. And we have, who are these two guys right here? Let's find out. We have Tito Santana doing a roll-up pin, and then we have Andre the Giant being used as a turnbuckle post, and one of the superstars are jumping off of him doing some sort of maneuver right there. That's pretty cool. And we have Junkyard Dog. Looks like he's at a junkyard. Pretty cool card. And Junkyard Dog was a pretty popular wrestler back then. I would say he was almost as popular as Hogan. And the card designs, you know, the aesthetics and the look of these cards are actually pretty nice. They're not bad. They're not gaudy looking or crazy looking. They actually look pretty good. So I honestly think these cards are nice. And you have the Fury of the Animal. You got George the Animal Steel as Blue Tongue. And then we have the Hulk Hogan smashing a boombox right there. And let's see here. We have another Hulk Hogan being interviewed by Mean Gene Okerlund. And then we have Mean Gene Okerlund interviewing the Junkyard Dog. And we have a Piper's Pit situation happening here. Where Piper is actually flying off his chair, it looks like he's being knocked out. We have a Hogan. Looks like he's doing exercise. And that looks like Jesse Ventura. I'm not exactly sure what's... Oh, that looks like an arm wrestling match. Another Jesse Ventura right there. And we have the Iron Sheik right here. And it looks like Freddie Blassie. It looks like they're hanging out somewhere. And the last three cards we have here, I believe that's Wendy Richter. Let's find out here. That is Wendy Richter. And then we have more of the George the Animal Steel. That's a lot of George the Animal Steel in this deck. This whole card set. So George the Animal Steel was quite popular back then. And of course we have Captain Lou Albano dressed up as Santa Claus. And that would conclude the 1985 World Wrestling Federation Topps card set. And I think the card set's actually pretty cool. Honestly, it's probably worth the money that you pay for it. I mean, I paid quite a bit of money for this card set. It's probably definitely over $200. The 2 Hogan cards alone are worth a lot, so that's the reason why the card set costs so much. Well, just to give you an idea of what you guys might expect to see next, there it is. The World Wrestling Federation Topps 1987 card set. So stay tuned for another episode of Superstars on Cards. And don't forget to check out eWrestlingNews.com. And don't forget to check out Wrestling on Cards YouTube page. They have tons of great card videos over there on that page also. Don't forget to check out the links down below. And also check out the Wrestle Vessels YouTube page. He has tons of great wrestling content on his page as well. So stay tuned for another episode of Superstars on Cards and have a great day.